Hi everyone, this will be another chess video, another method of recording, and I hope this will work now. So I hope you can forgive me for my misadventures recently. So yesterday I played the weekly instant tournament, 65.6%, in case you want to compare. Maybe at some point I'll make a video comparing really what happened, but don't hold your breath. Okay, so this was the 9th round of the external competition. I played for the second team on board 4, and this was our last game. And actually, we we promoted already, so it was known already that we're gonna promote. And this was a kind of a short game. I will do my best to remember it, but oh wait, I actually found the game here, so I don't need to remember it. I was black here, and my opponent was a decent player. Actually, the strongest player that I've played against this season, but still a bit under my rating overall. So he opened one e4. I played g6. Normally, maybe you will notice that I normally play the Sicilian this season, but today I just felt like playing this. I play it a lot in Blitz, so I thought, what can go wrong? So he played d4, bishop g7, knight c3. This is all very common. d6, bishop e3. So he's developing very normally, kind of developing his queen side before his king side. And now this move that is very cool, I think, and I definitely like playing it, is a6, is what I played. So I hope the recording is still okay. I think it is, so I'll keep an eye on that too. Sorry if that distracts me. So a6. The idea is very simple. I mean, you can see actually what happened. So queen d2. Now, so this is called the modern defense. And the modern defense is it kind of looks like the Pirc, but the Pirc would have, at some point, it would have a knight f6 thrown in. So this would be the Pirc. Very, very common defense as well. If anything, it's probably more common than the modern. So this knight f6 is delayed. So actually, I'm gonna keep on delaying it and play knight d7 here. h4 he played, so it's kind of a common way of attacking, right? And I just decided to stop all of this with h5. So the other way that black sometimes plays is h6. But in this case, I wasn't happy with something like very simple, like h5, g5, and then just f4 immediately or after a few moves. I mean, the computer doesn't really like it, but that's the main idea. That at some point, because white hasn't played f3 yet, stabilizing the center, he will have kind of a tempo gain by attacking immediately with f4. Maybe not literally immediately, but you get the idea. So h4, h5, knight ge2, which is maybe okay, not sure. And now I just played b5. So this is one of the ideas behind a6, is to come with bishop b7. Does this work? Bishop b7, b4, and take that pawn. So this is one of the ideas. And the other idea is also to play c5 at some point and attack this pawn. So basically I have pressure against both of these pawns to some degree. Also, you might notice that this knight here on d7 helps with this c5 idea. So actually, all of my minor pieces have a role here, except maybe this guy here, and this knight on g8 is just waiting for a second. Of course, it can also go to this kind of blue plan at some point to attack this e4 pawn. So that's why he just played f3. Hopefully I will manage to. So he just played f3. Very simple stuff, just covering that. And then I just went on with the green plan, so to speak, c5. If I'm not mistaken, I looked at this in a database. Nobody has played this, but actually very similar positions have been played. So knight ge2 was kind of a novelty from his side. Yeah, knight h3 is actually what has been played many times, I think. If I go to the opening tree, knight h3 is indeed very common. Castles long is common. Knight ge2 hasn't been played, but so if we go here, I think this is all new, yeah, so to speak, but not the main point. So this kind of position has been played many times, but not exactly this. So actually, instead of knight ge2, what he can do is do something like knight to f3, g5, pressurizing f7, or maybe put in also e5, e6, something like this. I mean, I don't have to allow all this, but something like this could happen, let's say. Okay, so what did happen? f3, c5, and knight d5, which is are you still here? What's going on? Yeah, knight d5. So knight d5, yeah, I'm sorry, it keeps on analyzing. Actually cannot stop this analysis here, as far as I can see. The computer simply wants to play e6 here. Very simple move. So this knight doesn't really belong to d5. You have seen this knight on d5 very often in a Sicilian, right? But in the Sicilian, of course, d5 is kind of a weakness, or an outpost even for white. So here it's definitely not there. Now e6 would have been very natural, but here I made the biggest mistake of this game of mine. I played knight b6, and you will be able to see. Sadly, I don't know how I can hide this from you. Can I go really high up? No, I can't. Well, in that case, I will just have to show you. It's really impossible to stop this, but anyway, the main point is knight b6 is a bad move. So, and the reason, I mean, the computer doesn't think it's awful, really bad, but it's pretty bad, yeah. So, taking and d takes c5 would have been very good here. So knight b6 on the face of it looks good. So, yeah, I mean, let me just show you what he played first. He played knight f4, and we can talk about it in a second. But after knight b6, so of course, so I wanted to play this c takes d4, knight c4, and this is, I'm pretty sure, is pretty good. Kind of attacking everything. My bishop is now open, so of course, kind of all of my pieces now are working. So this knight is attacking three different things. My bishop is unleashed, and I don't even think that I need to win back this pawn. I can just play on like this, and I will have some kind of play for the pawn. So I actually stopped calculating this quite early on. The other thing I considered was if he oh yeah, so d takes c5 here is a bad move. And now I thought, so it's true that c5 is now unprotected, so it's attacking it twice and I'm defending it once. But I thought, well, if he takes, I can jump in with my knight, right? And I thought, well, if he takes this, okay. If he takes this, and I take, then I'm covering again. But the problem is, it's not that simple that, oh, I'm covering it again. Because he can take this now, take this, and castle long. And now suddenly, my pieces don't really work at all. So my knight is gone, and he's threatening something very annoying. So he's threatening this queen to come in, attacking two different things, right? So this was a bad position for me. So what the computer suggests is bishop to e6, covering it. Yeah, so bishop to e6, covering d5. But it just doesn't look right to me, and also to the computer. So I need, so this position became open a bit too fast. So normally in the modern, black is a bit behind in development. So you need to kind of build up your position before you start exchanging in the center. Now it depends. So sometimes it works as well. So of course I was the one who played b5, c5 so quickly, but those are still kind of controlled circumstances. Yeah, this knight b6 was the one, kind of the first move that I had to think about myself, and the first move, it's almost losing, you could say. Okay, so he played knight ef4. Sorry, he played, yeah, knight ef4. And now I have a very simple sequence of moves. I can take, he can take, and now e6. And now kind of we're back to the main line, so to speak. And there's a little trick here. And well, I can't tell you to pause the video because you can see all the moves. But the main point is he needs to go back to c3 now. And he didn't go back, so he went to f4, after which I have this move, and I did play this actually, c takes d4. It's kind of a force trick. It goes on for a bit, so it's not that simple. In fact, I have to admit that I didn't calculate very deeply. I just played c takes d4, and I was very happy. But it goes on for a while. So actually, he didn't take back. He just played bishop f2 after, which is pretty obvious who's better. And why? I mean, I just have a pawn up, and his bishop isn't doing anything on f2 or anything. But the interesting line goes like this. So see, bishop takes, e5, and now of course not taking or anything, just bishop c3, and now my bishop is of course pinned. So the pawn is pinned, but I have this deflection tactic, so b4. I did see it eventually, but not right away, so not after e6 or anything. b4, you take, I can take. Now taking this pawn is possible but not so good. And if you do something like castling long, protecting b6, then I have this bishop e5 kind of cementing everything together, gluing the position together. So after this, yeah, I mean, at some point he can take this pawn, but I'll have two pawns for, he will have only two pawns for a piece and no real chance of attacking or something. So I mean, this is a very solid position now, and I can just develop easily and kind of have my piece count. And of course, you shouldn't underestimate the fact that I have these two open lines here against this king. So if anybody will start attacking here, it's black. It's not white. It's that simple. Bishop e5. So let's just say very simple moves. Let's say he does take right now. And of course he doesn't need to take, but let's say he does. I mean, this is just very simple, I think. And on paper, you know, 2 pawns for a piece is not that bad, but I think here I will become very active very soon. Okay. So yeah, the other thing was actually what I thought was, oh, maybe I can take this. But if I play e5 now, he has queen d5 Zwischenzug, so it's not as clear. It's actually not bad, as you can see here. But yeah, so it goes on a bit. Queen c6, king f8. So now I actually won a... Oh, no, I didn't win a pawn, sorry. I didn't win a pawn, but I will still have kind of the more active pieces, I think, after, when all is said and done. So his queen is a bit misplaced here, that's the point. I don't know what all of this means, but it's interesting how much stronger the computer rates my chances. I wouldn't really say this so quickly, but yeah, it just doesn't quite add up, his position. Mine somehow seems more logical, but let's not get into this too much. But yeah, so bishop takes d4 would have been a bad move. Okay, so bishop f2, and after this, actually, this game didn't last very long. Weirdly, but yeah. So I just played knight f6. Of course, if he didn't take the move before, he can't take now either. But what he played now is just losing on the spot, so he castled long. After which, maybe you can see, so after e5, I have a nasty attack on the queen here, on this diagonal. So the castling long was a bad moment for this. He played knight h3, after which I took and he just resigned. So he can't take back, so if he takes back, let's say with a pawn, I can play bishop h6, f4, bishop h4, and he will need to take to give up the queen. So bishop takes h3 was the last move of the game. He will need to play something weird here. So bishop takes d4. It's actually a funny line. I can just show you a bit. Queen e1. Bishop e6. At the moment I'm a piece up. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. A piece and the pawn up at the moment. So that was it. It was very easy. I won this. Actually, I was over the fastest. I was about a bit less than an hour and a half this game, and our team also won. Actually, I don't know the final score, but when I left, it was already 4.5, 1.5, with 2 clearly winning positions left. So probably 6.5, 1.5, with maybe 6-2, but it's quite good. So yeah, well, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope the recording went a bit better than normal. So yeah, see you around.